Hello Star Seekers, thank you for joining me in this video. Today we will be discussing the new moon in Aries on March 21st, around that time, depending on where you are in the world. And this is also the spring equinox. The sun moves into Aries, the moon moves into Aries, and there's a few other planets there, and they are making aspects with some other planets. So stay with me as we discuss the potentials of the new moon in Aries for you. Now, my usual disclaimer about which sign you should be watching. In order to know where this energy will be affecting you, you need to know which houses these particular signs fall into, specifically Aries for this new moon. Which house Aries falls into is determined by your rising sign, not your sun sign. Horoscopes are determined through rising signs. Your sun sign is very important when you're learning about your personality and how you shine in the world and where you show off. But when we're talking about predictive horoscopes, it is your rising sign that we are looking at in order to determine which house a sign falls into and therefore which area of life this energy will be felt in. So, with that said, let's get into this. Hello Leo Rising, thank you for joining me for this video. Let's get right into this because we have a lot to talk about. So, when we have a new moon, we have the moon and the sun together on the same side of the earth. And in this instance, they are in Aries, which for you is your ninth house, or the house of philosophy, education, travel to over waters or to foreign lands. It is the house of getting your information and message out. So joining the sun and the moon here in that ninth house, we also have Mercury and Jupiter bringing their energies to this party. So what does that mean for you, Leo Rising? Well, this can bring a really strong desire for intellectual exploration and a need for independence in your belief systems and in your spirituality. This placement can indicate a success in higher education or in travel-related ventures or pursuits or projects. There's also a tendency here towards impulsive decisions relating to philosophy or religion or taking a long trip. Now, there may be need to balance your personal beliefs with tolerance and respect for others' perspectives in order to avoid conflicts. Okay, there's going to be a lot of interaction with people who you may not necessarily agree with philosophically, but in order to maintain balance and harmony, you have to be open to other people's experiences and tolerate other people's perspectives. Venus just moved into Taurus, its home sign, a few days before this new moon. So this is a happy, harmonious situation. And this is bringing you a heightened appreciation for beauty, pleasure, luxury, and really just enjoying all of those sensory feelings within your career and your public image. So this placement can indicate a desire for stability and security within your professional life and in your reputation. It is here along with Uranus. Uranus has been there for a few years and it will be there for a couple more. So this is already energy that you've been feeling. You've been feeling this unexpected and sudden changes in your career and public image. This placement has brought you a fascination with innovative and unconventional ideas relating to your career, your reputation, your public status. This could show up as alternative career paths or non-traditional approaches to building a public image, to being out in the public. Now together, the mix of Venus and of Uranus and Venus are resulting in both stable and unpredictable energies. So this is a rough combination, but this is in the area of career and public image. So this could manifest as a desire for pleasure and stability in your professional life, combined with a willingness to try new and unconventional approaches to building your career or building your public reputation. We also have Saturn just on the other side in Pisces. Saturn just moved into Pisces a few days before this new moon. This is bringing that Saturnian sense of responsibility and maturity towards your shared resources. This is potentially leading towards a more disciplined approach to finances and investments, especially those that you share with a partner. This placement, oh, and that could be an intimate partner or a business partner. This placement can also indicate a potential for deep psychological transformation and personal growth. This house is the house of deep self-analysis, but in doing so, this can also bring up fears and insecurities around issues such as death and personal loss. Neptune here joining Saturn in this 8th house, bringing more psychic, intuitive energy. This is enhancing your sensitive and intuitive abilities towards unseen and mystical things. This can also create confusion and a tendency towards escapism, especially around issues such as shared finances and your intimate relationships. So be aware that you have a tendency to shrink away from that when you really need to be confronting these things. The sun and moon over here in your 9th house are in a square aspect, or a 90-degree or a challenging aspect to Mars or the Tower over here in Gemini. Mars has been in Gemini in your 11th house, or the house of community, innovation, friends, social circles, as well as hopes and dreams. Mars has been there for about, since last year, and it'll be there just for a few more days. But during this new moon, it is still in Gemini. It is still in your 11th house. So with the sun and the moon in Aries in your 9th house, this has been really focusing on expansion, growth, and higher learning. This placement has really shown your need to assert yourself in matters of beliefs and philosophy, and to really express your desire to explore new horizons and new ideas. The square aspect with Mars here in your 11th house, this can create tension between your need for personal exploration and your desire for social connections, and your need to be involved in groups or to be part of a community. So you need to work on finding balance between your individual pursuits and your involvement in your community, or within social groups or social circles, communities, etc. Now, the sun and the moon over here in your 9th house are so close to this border with Pisces, and Neptune is also so close to the edge of that border that they are actually conjunct. They're within 5 degrees of each other. So that is potentially creating a harmonious energy between all of them that's bringing a highly intuitive and imaginative approach to your spirituality, to your philosophy, and to deep exploration of the unknown. This placement could indicate a desire to create, to show off your creative talents in the areas of mystical or metaphysical or occult subjects. There's also a deep desire to connect with others on a spiritual level. Now, there can be challenges brought up by this aspect that are relating to discerning what is real and what is fantasy in these areas of your life. And there's a tendency towards escapism or avoidance in your practical responsibilities. So you can't avoid the things that you need to be doing in order to learn and grow and to be a better person. You have to confront them. The sun and the moon over here in your 9th house are in a 60-degree angle, or a favorable aspect towards Pluto, which is in Capricorn in your 6th house. Now, Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. This has been a major upheaval, a shift in your daily routines and daily activities. Now, just a few days after this new moon, Pluto will be moving into Aquarius, and this is a big deal for everybody. This is a huge energy shift for everybody. Everybody's going to be feeling it somewhere in their chart. So that's why you need to know your rising sign, so that you know where you're feeling this in your life. This Capricorn energy will be moving on and shifting into a whole new section of your life. It'll be shifting into your relationship sector. But for now, it is still in your house of work, health, daily habits, health and wellness, personal health and wellness. So while it's been there, what it's been doing is bringing a very powerful and transformative energy that has been applying to your work and your personal growth. This aspect has brought you a strong sense of purpose and desire for greater meaning in your daily routines, in the way you go about your life. This has also brought opportunities for growth through education and travel, with the potential for a significant impact on your personal beliefs and your worldview or your perspective. So that's all going to be shifting soon, but that's what's been going on for you there. Now, Venus is square to Pluto. So Venus up here in this 10th house is squaring off with Pluto in Capricorn in this 6th house. Now what this is bringing is a strong desire for recognition and success in your career, with a focus on creating stable and secure public image or reputation. This placement in a square with Pluto in Capricorn can create power struggles and hidden issues. It's really going to bring to the surface hidden issues related to control and transformation within your work environment or your daily routines. Now, this can have a significant impact on your ability to be able to achieve your goals or to maintain your reputation. So it's very important for you to confront and work through any underlying dynamics you have in order to cultivate a healthier and more fulfilling work-life balance. Mars over here in Gemini, in your 11th house, is in a trine with Saturn over here in Pisces in your 8th house. Now this might suggest that you are being more assertive and communicative in your group settings or in your social circles. And there's a potential here for leadership roles within your social or political organizations. This alignment can also indicate practical and disciplined approaches to managing your shared resources, your shared finances, or perhaps inheritances. This trine aspect between Mars and Saturn is facilitating success in research, psychology, or other investigative or detective type of fields, especially ones that have to do with death or decay or hidden, taboo, underground, occult type of things that are maybe not so savory. So lastly, we have Mars still here in this 11th house, making a square to the Neptune that's over here in your 8th house. So this is still the same two houses, but different energies going on because the placements are a little bit different. So with this placement, what this is doing is suggesting that you could be highly interested in intellectual pursuits and unconventional ways of thinking, with a potential talent for research and investigation. This could also be indicating a tendency towards confusion or idealization of hidden or taboo topics such as sexuality or spiritual beliefs. So this square between Mars and Neptune, this is presenting challenges in discerning truth from illusion in these areas. And this will require a considered effort on your part to cultivate practicality and discernment in intellectual and spiritual pursuits, and to understand the difference between what is fact, what is real, and what is just fantasy. So that's all I have for you today, Leo Rising. Thank you for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below if anything resonated with you, and I'll see you in the next video.